What if I told you that doing nothing is best for a woman who hurt you? That's right. No long reactions or responses. Texts that express feelings and emotions. Avoid heated fights. No matter how hard you try, she just doesn't seem to get your pain. All you get is quiet. Stay calm. The truth is, when you respond with strong emotions, you lose control and become predictable. Many women don't respect men who show weakness under emotional stress. They don't admire men who beg for answers or chase after them. If a woman hurts you by ghosting, rejecting, cheating, or being disrespectful, it was a choice, not a mistake. Showing your pain won't make her feel guilty. It will only make her feel more powerful. Men who easily give away their power often get overlooked. Instead of reacting how she expects, consider doing the opposite. What? Instead of constantly texting her or showing how upset you are, what if you acted in a way that surprised her? If you responded differently than she expected, it could really change how she sees things. This is where being calm and collected or silent can help you the most. A woman often looks for emotional reactions and drama, but when you stay calm and control how you respond, it creates confusion for her. She starts to doubt herself and wonder why you're not reacting like other men. This change in your behavior puts you in a stronger position. In this video, I'll show you how to deal with a woman who has hurt you while keeping your self-respect, not chasing after her, and not letting her control the situation. Get ready, because when we finish, you'll understand why silence matters. Surprise and emotional control are the ultimate ways to turn the tables on any woman who thought she could break you. Silence speaks louder than words. When a woman hurts you, whether by disrespecting you, leaving you, or betraying your trust, she often expects you to react with anger, sadness, or a desire to fix things. She wants to see how much power she has over you, but if you respond with silence, no messages, no calls, no emotional reactions, she might be unsettled because she realizes she has lost that control. A woman's worst nightmare is realizing that the man she thought she had power over doesn't care anymore. It shakes her ego, forces her to question her actions, and leaves her in a state of confusion. Now most men do the opposite. They react immediately, flooding her phone with messages, begging for an explanation, or trying to make her feel guilty. But all that does is confirm one thing. She still controls his emotions, and once a woman knows she can break you, she loses all respect for you. But when you remain silent, that's when the shift happens. She starts wondering, why isn't he reacting? Did I not matter as much as I thought? Is he already moving on? And the more she wonders, the more she starts chasing answers. The power of silence in action. Imagine this. A man is dating a woman, and suddenly she starts pulling away. She stops replying as quickly, cancels plans at the last minute, and acts like she's losing interest. Most men would panic. They'd ask what's wrong, try harder, and show more affection, only to push her away even more. But instead of reacting, this man does something different. He disappears. There are no arguments or emotional farewells, just a sense of distance. At first, she feels free, but after a few days, things change. She realizes he isn't watching her stories, isn't texting her first, and doesn't seem to miss her. Doubts start to creep in. Did she make a mistake? Now, instead of him chasing her, she questions if she's lost something important. When she finally reaches out, he still doesn't react the way she hoped. He's calm and composed. Being totally unbothered shows the strength of silence. It creates a sense of mystery and uncertainty, pulling people in psychologically, that no amount of words ever could. When a woman hurts you, the smartest move isn't to explain, fight, or prove your worth. It's to let your silence say everything for you. To never explain. Don't explain or defend yourself. One of the biggest mistakes men make when a woman hurts them is trying to explain themselves. They feel the need to defend what they did, prove their value, or make her see how wrong she was. But the truth is, the more you explain, the weaker you seem. This is because explaining shows that you still care about her opinion and want her approval, which means her actions affected you a lot. When a woman realizes this, she knows she still has control over you. Think about it. Have you ever seen a confident man try to explain himself to a woman who disrespected him? No, he just walks away. He knows his worth and doesn't waste time trying to convince someone to respect him. Women value men who are sure of themselves and make decisions confidently, not men who plead for understanding. If she hurt you and doesn't want to say sorry or make things right, then why should you spend your time explaining yourself? Your actions should show how you feel. For example, a woman might tell a guy, "I think we should take a break because I need some room." Many men might freak out and wonder what they did wrong, and then say they can change. "Just tell me what you need, please. Please don't do this. We can talk about it wrong." That answer lets her feel in charge and makes her think she's the main focus, while you seem less important. A man who knows his worth would respond differently. He would simply say, "Okay, do what you need to do," and walk away with no arguments or attempts to explain himself. This causes her to doubt herself because, instead of trying to convince her why he should stay, he acts like he doesn't need her. This change in behavior shifts the situation. She expected him to react emotionally and fight for her attention, but instead he remained strong and indifferent. This behavior makes her start to pursue him again. Stopping your attempts to explain or defend yourself reveals to her a unique quality, a man who defies control. This is more powerful than any words you could say. It makes her think. Show her you've moved on quickly. Nothing confuses a woman more than a guy who behaves as if she never meant anything to him. Women often expect men to show sadness and frustration after they get hurt. They seek indications of ongoing emotional distress, such as late-night texts. You seem unaffected, which surprises them and challenges their belief that they had control over you. The truth is, women tend to respect men who seem difficult to replace. If she thinks losing you doesn't bother you, she may start to wonder if she made a mistake. She might ask herself why you aren't upset and if you really care about her. These thoughts bother her because they touch on her biggest fear, being forgotten. On the other hand, men often respond differently. They dwell on their pain, watch her social media, and make it clear they still have feelings for her. The worst part is that some men try to make a point by acting desperately, post revenge pictures, pretending to be happy, or rushing into a new relationship just to make her jealous. Isn't real power. It's just another form of reaction. The more obvious your reaction, the more she knows she still has an effect on you. A truly powerful man moves differently. He doesn't put on a fake show. He simply detaches. He carries himself with quiet confidence, as if her absence is just another part of life. No bitterness, no dramatic changes, just a natural flow that makes it seem like she was never that important in the first place. And here's where the real confusion begins. She begins to question herself, not because you're provoking her, but because you're remaining silent. This silence prompts her to wonder, am I not as special as I thought? How did he move on so fast? Was I just another woman to him? Suddenly, the dynamic shifts, with the person who once thought they had control now questioning their own worth. You don't have to prove yourself or try to convince her that you're okay. Your actions will show everything. When she sees that her presence or absence doesn't really affect you, that's when she starts thinking about you more. The more you chase after her, the less she will appreciate you. The harder you chase, the more she pulls away. Men need to realize this. The biggest mistake many guys make is when A woman pulls away, chasing harder. They think that if they just try a little more, send another text, plan another date, and give her more attention, she'll come back. But in reality, the more you chase, the faster she runs. Things that seem rare or uncertain tend to attract women. If something is always available and trying to win them over, they often lose interest. However, many men overlook this fact. They beg, over-explain, and shower her with affection, even when she no longer respects them. This behavior can make them seem desperate. A woman cannot feel attracted to a man who does not respect himself. When you pursue a woman who is losing interest, you're sending the message that you value her more than yourself. I need you more than you need me. I think I can't do any better, and that's the quickest way to drive her away for good. If she starts to distance herself, give her space. If she becomes less involved, match her level of energy. If she stops putting in effort, you should too. When she sees that you're okay without her and not chasing after her, she might start to wonder if she made the wrong choice. Men need to remember that women are not the only source of happiness. You are important, but if you don't see it, why should she? Here's the advice. Wake up and stop pursuing women who don't appreciate you. Stop trying to prove yourself to someone who doesn't value you. When you start acting like a man who knows his worth, things will change. In the end, a woman respects a man who can walk away more than one who begs. Having control over your emotions is the real strength. Stay, 5, become unpredictable, break. Take her power over you. If a woman hurts you, the worst thing you can do is be predictable. When you are predictable, she feels in charge because she knows how you will act. She knows you will keep texting, checking in, and trying to make things better. This way, she doesn't have to worry about you. But as soon as you start to act unexpectedly, things change. Everything shifts. Women often expect emotional reactions like anger, sadness, or frustration. They want to see some proof that they still influence you. When you don't react as they expect, it surprises them and makes them rethink how they see you. People find intrigue in a man who is unpredictable, not reckless or immature, but mysterious, someone she can't quite figure out. And that mystery makes her curious. It makes her want to understand you more. Most men, however, are too easy to read. They make it obvious when they're hurt. They show their emotions too quickly, and they make their intentions painfully clear. This gives a woman all the control because she never has to question your next move. If she expects you to beg, go silent. If she expects you to be heartbroken, act indifferent. If she expects you to wait around, move forward without hesitation, because here's the truth. Women only obsess over men they can't fully figure out. If she knows exactly where she stands with you, she loses interest. But if she starts questioning herself, wondering why you're not reacting, why you seem unbothered, why you haven't reached out, that's when the power dynamic flips, and suddenly she is thinking about you more than she ever did before. Now, this isn't about playing childish games. It's about removing her ability to control your emotions. When a woman realizes that nothing she does can shake you, she loses her power, and that's when she starts to see you differently. So ask yourself, are you predictable? Do you always respond the same way? When a woman pulls away, do you show her how much she still means to you? If you do, it's time to change. Be the kind of man that is calm and doesn't need her approval, someone who moves on easily. This will make her question if she ever truly had you. The key point is that once she starts wondering about you, she has already lost control. Ultimately, true strength doesn't come from seeking revenge or trying to make her feel guilty. Being a man who is unbreakable in the first place is the source of true strength. This is the truth most men struggle to accept. If a woman can hurt you deeply, it's likely because you've given her too much power over your feelings. A woman shouldn't be the most important part of your life. You should always prioritize your own goals, happiness, and self-respect. Once you master this, no woman can manipulate, disrespect, or devalue you. I know many of you have experienced times when a woman tested your patience. Maybe she distanced herself, played mind games, or expected you to always pursue her. How did you deal with it? Share your experiences in the comments. I'll read them and reply. Let's have a real talk about this. Once you learn to control yourself, women won't be able to control you anymore, and that's where true strength starts.